Greetings, my dear Cancer. Welcome to my channel. This is Ron from Terror of the Twin Sun. Welcome. I'll be doing a special reading for you, situationship reading, of course, dealing with the energies of you and potential others, influences in the universe. I'm pulling from three portals, building three portals for you, opening up three portals in which you can choose to find resonance and find narrative detail, to find an instrumental vision of what you may be dealing with in terms of love. Okay? It's very simple. I'll be working with two decks fused into one. This is my alchemic deck, beautiful deck combined from 1983 and 1890. So it's one hell of a thing to shuffle, but we'll get into it and do our very best. Please, if you will, clear your mind and allow for thoughts to flow freely and to let go of these if you can. Let go of these thoughts. Relax, clear your mind. Thank you, my dear Cancer. This is for Cancer, April 2020. Three portals are opening. The first portal is now opening. Thank you for your patience, my dear Cancer. Oh, okay. So, we have the energies here of Éclaircissement and Ire de Bastoni, the King of Rods as well as the Sun card. Now, this bodes well. This bodes well. There is something you've lost patience with, and in fact, this energy is very filled with the drive and ambition of your desires. These are quite impatient, but to the point of strengthening. Your desire is leading you into a mode of manifestation of bringing forth the energies of your heart consciousness. There is an impatience in this and a frustration, if you will, with the world around you, especially with others who may not be there. At the same time, you could be dealing with someone who is very strong-minded, as you are, and there's something about this person's anger that has set you into a place of a higher realization. Somehow there's an awakening here, and it could be that you're conscious of a certain type of passion that this person has once offered you, but now has been converted into something else. It could be that they're angry with themselves. There certainly is some sort of gazing into something and focusing into something with intensity, but for the wrong reasons. I think you are on your path to some sort of clarity here. Okay. Yes. This person is displeased with the fact that they have they're now dealing with something that they didn't want to. The Ten of Swords. This talks to me of a type of feeling of betrayal. With El Dieci de Spade, El Dieci de Spade, which has to do with betrayal as well as neurological overload, some sort of critical crises in which everything is surrendered. This is the end of the cycle. There's an ending here, my dear Cancer, between you and someone else, someone who has been burnt out by their own ambitions and their own drives, and they realize now that they've done something to hurt not only you but themselves. And you are on the path of fortune, and the wheel of fortune is spinning to bring you some sort of new cycle. This has to do with an end as well as a beginning, as well as surrender, as well as there's a rat here. The year of the rat is occurring now in the Chinese zodiac. There is some sort of phenomenal truth, or at least a reckoning when it comes to the end of a cycle as well as the beginning of something new. This also speaks to me of sacrifice. There's something about your inner twin, your inner selves, that is being sacrificed. There was once conflict, but now harmony with two different parts of yourself, two different stages of life in which you have found a type of freedom through the commitment to yourself as well as the commitment to the children within you, within um, humanity's sort of humanity's vision. There's a huge amount of clarity that you have with this now, and whatever this person's motivations are, it's shining light. Perhaps you're very aware that they're angry at themselves for this feeling that they've caused upon themselves. Why? Yeah, because of a great deal of stagnation on their end. Whomever you're dealing with, they are going through it. They're going through the ringer and they're feeling a great deal. They're trying to externalize all this, but then each time they do this, they feel the inner fire burn themselves. It's like a self-burn or some sort of thing that they cast on themselves, essentially through very bad forms of magic. But now they are realizing something, and perhaps they can't really reach out to you right now, but there's something that is inflective. There's something that is requiring an inner search as well as a confrontation of what they've brought down upon themselves, the end of a cycle. Yours is an end but a new beginning, as well as there's something about your energy that is showing you a great deal about the elementary nature that you have been dealing with. There is the Magician in reverse. Now, this could be a negative card in that there is a form of potentially darker magic around you, some sort of spell casting, but at the same time, it could be that you are potentially seeing the motivations of those around you, their words, their motivations, their intentions, and how these may not be for your highest good. You have to be careful because anything that you say or do will come to being, and if you cast bad will against this person that you are dealing with, this will be reflected to you. So you have to be very cautious with what you're bringing into this reality. Trust me on this when I say this, that you are being guided into your higher self. There is an element of good karma in this if you do not practice some sort of ill will towards others, especially towards this person. Trust me, they're learning the lesson on their own. Okay? That portal is closed. We shall move on. Okay. This is for my dear Cancer. The second portal shall be opening now. Why not? Okay. There is a progression here. Progression towards freedom. Deep down inside, the world around you is unsatisfying. There are connections out there that you're actually feeling from your external world, pressures and undercurrents. these aren't very healthy for you. Deep down inside, you may be open or picking up on certain energies with the world around you, through friends, through relatives, or through just people in general. And people are purging right now. There's a lot of manic psychosis around you, very toxic emotions, as well as purges. It's as if people are dealing with a type of cleanse, okay, purification. And it's important for you to get grounded and to perhaps realize that these persons, their affections on you, they do have an effect on you, but you are currently withdrawing emotionally from these connections. You have to go into a type of hermit mode. Um, Interesting. When it comes to this hermit mode that you may be approaching, you are trying to bring forward the sort of truth and to communicate with others your own truths. These are filled with energy. These are filled with energy. You are able to detach from your emotions in order to find the truth on why people are burning the hell out. Not only that, they're also playing victims, and not only that, they are they are literally quite hurt, and have firewalls up. They have their guard up, as do you. But I mean, there's something about your motivations and your communication style that's showing as a type of truth bearing, as well as it's very fast, it's very intelligent. You're becoming emotionally intelligent by dissociating yourself with lower emotions. The people around you, your environment, are essentially going through this purge, this cleanse, and they are seeing how they have been affected by very toxic sort of projections, their own included. There is no denial in this, and people are going through this, but you're seeing this and you're being able to detach from them in a certain way. This is a very healthy move on your end, and you're finding that you are endowed with more energy than usual. Your mind is racing. There's a great complexity of your mind, and it moves in a certain way that's very random, but also very structured. It has a complexity, and you are currently very algorithmic about your approaches towards what's going on around you. You dissociate yourself from the complexities of very low emotions, and are looking for health generally, which is very good. There's a period of regeneration and recharging, but also a period of restlessness in the box that you may be stuck in. But you've healed up already, and it seems like you're ready to take challenges, to move forward, and to show these people and these lovers how they have miscomings or misgivings. I think it's a very beautiful energy. Interesting. Okay, okay. There is a cycle. There is a cycle that you have with someone here, and it seems to me that you may be a bit restless. Your mind runs in circles around this person and the cycle. In the future, there is a possibility that you will run through this cycle again, in which there's a challenge or a firewall blocking you and this person's energy. And there is also a need to revisit the great calling behind this situation, the mission behind your connection with somebody else. The only major arcana that has showed up here is death, mortalité, which has to do with the energy of people around you, getting rid of certain pretensions or negative, toxic things in situations that may have caused you a great deal of restlessness, but you are emotionally becoming aware, as well as emotionally intelligent about this connection, and you are able to see how it's a challenge to go back into time and to revisit something here in terms of commitment as well as purpose. What was the karma here, to figure that out? Constantly there is a cycle of regeneration of this, as well as the need to cut it out, as well as the need to cut out people who are playing the victim or perhaps causing you a sense of depression. And from this, you're able to emotionally detach from that, find reason, and to move forward into newness, as well as in a healthy way to find newness. Your concern is mostly to find this stability. And I've been seeing this for you for about a month or two now, since January at least. You're trying to find grounding as opposed to emotional tricks or emotional trappings. Okay? That is what I'm seeing. Mm. And that closes the second portal. Now let's move on. That portal is now closed. Cool. Now, this deck is ridiculously large. Right. So, please clear your mind if you will. I will go ahead and open up the third portal and close off with a bit of advice for you. Personal advice. Oh my goodness. Okay. That's good. The third portal is opening. Okay. Now, my dear Cancer, there is the energy of healing here that still needs to occur. You must embrace the elements of air and detach yourself from forms of love that no longer serve you. These still affect you in a certain way. Connections from the past and outdated old modes of romance that you may still hold dear to your heart. There's a need to purge, and this is quite the motif for you currently, as well as in the past, as well as with the collective. I need to purge, but impatience in doing so. Um, the pathwork that you are on has to do with the feeling of dissension, departure as well as dissension, a need to create boundaries with the past as well as the present as well as the future, to partition these and to also let loose these boundaries because they may not be serving your higher good. There is a feeling of disconnect as well as an inability to keep peace, to keep the peace. There is certainly some impatience here, impatient energy that is coming from this person. I think more than anything, you're dealing with someone here that has to walk the path of patience as well as to no longer rely on uh, their their need and the desire to win at all costs. This person may try to manipulate themselves out of certain situations. One in particular, dealing with the energies of you and this person. There is a great deal of love here, but it requires one path or the other. One path, this love, this companionship, this relationship or situation is very deep, and it requires almost a bit more patience for it to work out. At the same time, it requires competitiveness and ego self to die out in order to find true harmony, true union through peace peacemaking. There is a lack of peace here because of patience that is required, as well as patience that is necessary. Perhaps there's a hesitancy and a rigidity within this connection that involves, yes, a type of healing, a type of reconciliation, but the parties that are in it are still holding on to something that needs to be set loose. If you can set this loose, then there will be enough emotional intelligence and emotional objectivity to be patient and to be wise about the investments here. At the same time, you're dealing with someone who has no respect for your own boundaries, and perhaps you are not clearly stating the necessary boundaries needed to make this a very healthy connection. Okay? In terms of advice, the advice is to be patient, as well as to set loose the pretensions of certain expectations. Um, if you can do this and be patient, you will find the proper foundation between you and this person. There is an element of not letting go, as well as being being taken surprise by the cosmos and these invading your connection and forcing you to take a good look on why you have these motivations of being potentially impatient, and trying to set proper boundaries as well as proper expectations. For um, a final message. Okay. Yeah, this is clear. Whomever you're dealing with may have, or yeah, they may have, behaved very inappropriately in the past in terms of their motivations, not the highest motivations. They probably said a lot of things to coerce you emotionally, and they know that the love is there, but they potentially say things to challenge it, or potentially to win in a certain way, and control in a certain way. There is something about their ego that they're realizing now, and they're trying to make the proper communications to gear towards a foundation that has to do with union as well as harmony through the fire of love, through the fire of love that burns through passion. It's like a passionate commitment here, that's trying to find unity. You should know that though the connection between you is very deep and very profound and very harmonious, there is a need to set aside expectations for this to work out properly, as well as a need for patience more than anything to find the healing in this thing. There is a need for reconciliation, but too much impatient and childish energy that exists between both of you, which is, endearing. But trust me on this one when I say that there is a release that needs to occur. And once this occurs, then you will find the happiness you so seek, my dear Cancer. Thank you very much. This is Ron from Tarot of the Twin Sun. I apologize if there was any sort of non-clarity there. If you need clarity, there is the comment section, as well as you can reach me in the About section for private consultations. Otherwise, I do wish you the best, and I look forward to the great mirror reading in mid-April. Please take care of yourself, and blessings to you. Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Sitananda, and Jai Si Jai. Bye-bye.